What is going on, guys? We are back with another video on our 49ers franchise, and of course, it's going to be a bit of a shorter one. It's going to be the awards, the stats, and, any upgrades we may have. It takes a little bit of time, so it's going to be its own video. We, of course, have to start off by advancing. If you guys like this series and you want to see another season, leave a like on the video, maybe subscribe. Of course, I think the results of the season are also going to matter whether or not we do another season or not. Of course, if we win the Super Bowl, it might be it. It might be. But if we come close again, I don't know. We'll see. Dante Pettis, we're going way too fast. Okay, 5,000 yards for Jimmy Garoppolo with a 67% completion percentage, 35 touchdowns, 19 picks, a lot of picks. We had that 6-pick performance. It was a couple of rough ones. 55 sacks. I would love to see how that ranks across the league. A 109.4 passer rating isn't terrible. 10.4 yards per attempt, which is pretty damn good. Yards per game, over 300. The longest pass being 77 yards. Of course, Matt Breida got hurt early on. He only played 140 downs for us this season. Unfortunate. Derrick Henry, though, stepped in. 1,351 yards, 16 touchdowns. Only fumbled the ball twice. Broke 47 tackles. Had 433 yards after contact. 81 was his longest. And, yeah, played a full season. I don't even remember if he got injured, let alone, obviously long-term. George Kittle, 1291 with 9 touchdowns. Really good season for him. Pettis, 14-17 with 7 touchdowns. Nice. Petrowski, of course, hurt a lot of the season, like 6 or 7 games. Okay season, but nothing insane. Debo maybe did deserve the starting spot, but if you compare the two, this is the stat line between, 419 downs played and 411. And, of course, Petrowski started off as a lower overall, technically. QT played okay. Would have wanted a little bit more out of him, but we did spread the ball around quite a bit. John Ross with just about 800 yards total on the season. Not bad at all. Take a look at the offensive line. Terrible from the youngster Tramon Young. 21 sacks allowed. McGlinchey, not too much better, to be honest, considering he's proven and he's a lot better. 11 sacks. Brooks with 8. Mark Fox with 6. And then Tomlinson with 1. Really bad offensive line play, but we did hold on to the ball quite a bit this season. Lots of tackles. Look at these tackles. Fred Warner with 105. Pierce with 99. Josh Jackson with 97. 93 for Quan. And, he missed quite a bit of the season. He missed 3 games there at the end. Technically, probably 3.5 because he was injured, in the first half of that game. Kevin White maybe get his development up. Let's take a look at those sack numbers. Buckner with a massive 16.5. That's my Defensive Player of the Year vote. 14.5 for Bosa. 7 for the rookie Eckel. 7 for D Ford. 5.5 for Pierce. 4.5 for Fred. 4 for Quan and Josh Jones. 2.5 for Josh Jackson. We had a lot of sacks. I would love to see the team number, probably by far number 1, right? Decent bit of tackles for the loss. Pick totals, not great at all. Quan was leading with 5. Then you have Pierce at 4. 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. Nothing insane at all. Kicking, Will Lutz, potential kicker of the year. 30 out of 31 kicks made with a 66-yarder hit. Only missed 1 extra point, I believe, but they missed 2 extra points. 1 was blocked. So, meh, it is what it is. Kick returns, John Ross was decent. Punt returns, we did have a punt return touchdown, which was nice. Let's take a look across the league, what the teams looked like. Can we please, we obviously were really good in our division. Best yards by far. Touchdowns probably top 3. Touchdowns number 3, technically, with the Andrew Luck and Dustin Sherman tied. Really good season, though, obviously. Yards, anyone? Let's see, how many are at the 4,000 mark? Not a whole lot. Like 8, 9, maybe like 10 quarterbacks at 1,000. Completion percentage of the best was Russell Wilson and Lamar, the speedsters themselves. Best passer rating goes to Dak Prescott and Mitchell Trubisky. Of course it is. Why would it be anyone else than that? Of course it is. Lowest pick totals, we kind of just saw Dak and True. Where else? Tannehill, doesn't count. Big Ben Roethlisberger, Trubisky, Russell Wilson. Not a whole lot of touchdowns for those guys, though. Dak probably the best season out of all the ones listed. Take a look at the rushing attack. Derrick Henry broke the top 5, which also puts him at the top 2 spot for running backs in general in the AFC. And, it is 100 yards. Don't know what the receiving is like. I don't know if that matters. 80-yard difference, but a whole touchdown difference He did have a little bit less yards per carry, but he had more yards after contact, and he played a hell of a lot less downs. So realistically, by the way, we're in the NFC. What am I talking about? I don't know why I think we're in the NFC. We were not even close. we were like the third best, if that, because David Johnson right here. But you can maybe make a case. Yeah, I don't know if Derrick Henry's gonna make the playoffs, or the Pro Bowl, because the NFC is too tough. Lots of 1,000-yard rushers, unfortunately. Best yards per carry was Le'Veon Bell with 6.0, 15 touchdowns. Of course, we just read those stats thinking that we were in the AFC because we're smart. I was thinking Derrick Henry, Titans, of course, Let's see, receiving. Pettis with the most yards in the NFL. Who had the most yards per reception? Technically, Pettis as well. The most touchdowns goes to Devin Funchess with 15. Leo Jones had a really good season. Most catches goes to Cooper Kupp with 100 exactly. And let's see, who had the longest pass? 100 for T.Y. Hilton. I don't think that's physically possible. What about the longest run? 97 for a power back. That's pretty impressive. Longest throw, is it going to be 100? It looks like it is. Andrew Luck with 100 yards. I think our guy gave up the most sacks. He did. There's a few other guys, but the big thing is that they're not named either. So there's that. Dan McMillan, I doubt he played much. Yeah, it's very hard to tell who's really good or not. DJ Fluker, maybe. Jatavis Brown, Jesus, that season is nice. Who had the most tackles for a loss? Justin Houston. Some big name guys there. 22.5 sacks for Myles Garrett. Buckner was the second best pass rusher in the league. And as a defensive tackle, best DT in the league. Maybe has landed himself as the best defensive lineman, which would be insanely sick. Pick totals, not a crazy amount. Quan Alexander missed 3.5 games, and he actually still has a really good shot at Defensive Player of the Year. Let's take a look at who forced the most fumbles. Telvin Smith, Bobby Wagner. I would expect it more from Bobby, to be honest. Quan with 2, Sean Pierce with 2, Fred Warner with 2. We had some forced fumbles ourselves. Recoveries, Jaquisti Tart. I'm going to take credit for that as well. You better believe it. Any blocks? A lot of blocks. None from us, though. Myles Garrett's a freak. Even got a blocked touchdown, or a field goal. Touchdowns, we had 2 on defense, 3 on defense. Not a whole lot of defensive touchdowns. Safeties, Fred Warner had 1. Nothing else there. Kicking, was Will Lutz really the best? I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes, because he missed 1 field goal out of 31 attempts. I don't even know. We had one guy at 100%. Fairburn, but it was 13 for 13. Let's see how bad this game really is if they're going to give him the best kicker award just because he was 100% on a very smaller amount of kicks. He had a third of the attempts, so I don't know what else you want to say there. Who had the least amount of yards? Us? Pretty damn close. Good job by the Ravens and Cowboys, though. That's very impressive to keep up with a user for least amount of yards punted. Cameron Batson, my guy. I miss him. Not really, because he wasn't our guy in this. Those two universes are not connected. One shape or way of form words. First in offensive yardage. Defensive yardage is, I think usually it means that you're the best, right? Of course, it's going to help when you play 10-minute quarters while most sims are on 15. That's still really good. Let's take a look at points per game. We led by a little bit, about 3.5, 3.6. Most passing touchdowns, barely, tied with 2 other teams. And then most rushing touchdowns, we were about top 10. Most first downs, barely goes to the Ravens. The least first downs goes to the Jaguars. Let's take a look at those picks. We had 25, which is quite a bit high. Fumbles, we had the most there. Sack totals, surprisingly not way more. I thought we would have had way more because we had a really good season. Points allowed, yeah, there's that. Niners, we still allowed a lot of points, though. Lowest rushing yards, lowest passing yards. No one cares about anything else. Let's take a look at the awards and any potential upgrade. Take a look at who we play, and there you go. So MVP goes to Mitchell Trubisky, which sure is something, huh? Mariota with number 3. We didn't even make the list, which is just fantastic. Offensive Player of the Year, we did not have anyone. Defensive Player of the Year, Quan held up to 4. He was number 2 for so many weeks, and then, of course, finally it was too much. Petrowski at 5. If he played a full season, maybe he had a chance. Eckel at 4, which isn't bad for a DT. Best QB, Of course, Jimmy Garoppolo wins it. Of course he does. Best running back, Derrick Henry did make it as number 3, so it wasn't a fluke after all. David Johnson really wasn't as good as his numbers said. They were like, screw it. Derrick Henry, touchdowns. Pettis, number 2. No one else on the list. Offensive line, we had 3, 5, 6. Not sure how that's even possible because we were trash on the offensive line. Defensive lineman, Buckner, super snub. He was better than every single pass rusher in the entire league. But okay, whatever you say. Quan at 2, Fred at 5. DBs, Pearson number 2. That would have been a huge win if he would have won, though. And then best kicker does go to Will Lutz. So we did get quite a bit of awards. Let's take a look at who we play after we do training. The divisional round is against the Chicago Bears. That's very interesting because it's a team that can get after the quarterback. It's a very good defense. They could win that game just on their defense alone. You know, you think, oh, it's an 8-8 team. Congratulations on the easy dub, but I'm a little worried. Second in sacks, 34. I mean, picks don't matter because when you play us, your percentages go way up. All right, so the final note of the day is what kind of upgrades we may be looking at. Jimmy Garoppolo apparently is not the starter anymore. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Morale is looking nice. What's his passing? He's very good at passing with his morale up. What the hell? Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm so stupid. I forgot we benched players because of... Oh! Petrowski, superstar. I did not notice that. I'm used to seeing once somebody becomes a superstar, it shows their ability. Yeah, and I'll show you guys we didn't, cheat or anything like that. It would show up on the transaction list. Take a look at our transaction. Pete Carroll retired. That's interesting. Where are... God damn it. 49ers. Josh Jones edited to play middle linebacker. Jared Cook edited to change his number. Nothing crazy. Literally just... We actually paid Fred 6-year, $80 million. We're crazy. We're on freaking drugs, mate. What are we doing here? Yeah, you can see we didn't edit him or anything. If you edited him beforehand, it would have showed up automatically. So he was just a superstar. We landed a damn good player. All right. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about our decision to start him over Debo. If we do continue this series past this season, Debo could easily be worth a second-round pick, mid-second. So should be a fun draft in that case. Let's take a look at the upgrades. Of course, we've seen a few of them. Patrick Culver, probably a Pro Bowler, right? How much XP did you get for Pro Bowl? 14K. Okay, so making the Pro Bowl as a fullback actually is a pretty damn big deal. This is kind of a game-changing upgrade for him. +5 to run block already. And then what is this going to put him at? So he gets a +6 run block overall. 73 run block. He's one of the best fullbacks in the league now with a 76 overall. Got some upgrades here. Mark Fox. Well, let's go with Agile. He's getting there. He's an 82 overall now. Of course, he's superstar. We know that. When do you get your second ability? And I don't have any freaking offensive lineman with superstar, so it's like a brand new experience for me. Nick Bosa only has 79 speed. Holy crap. Speed rusher barely. 80. That works. I knew there was a chance that was going to happen too. That's funny. In 80 speed now. Things have changed. Of course, I think deep threat is the best for most of the ability slots. Dante Pettis with a +2 to catching. What does that put him at? 94 catching. He's very elite. Double me with in and out. That's pretty OP. If he gets like streak special or something, I don't know. Let's go with hybrid just to get him going. Get that scheme fit. I'll take the Excel. Yeah, that was a great upgrade because those are the kind of things I'm looking for. I'm not really looking for man. I'm looking for block shed, tackle, stuff like that. Kiki QT now. Once again, I don't know if it's going to matter too much. Even if we do continue, I don't think he'll get to a 90. +1 to speed for Kiki QT, though. That's a huge win. 94 speed now. Josh Jackson. Let's go with run support. He's a pretty good coverage player, but we need tackling, block shedding, all that good stuff. Gets 2 to tackle, but 0 block shed. That's fine, though. Tackling was the #1 need. Will Lutz with a 98 kick power. Can he get to 99? Give it to him. Damn it. And once again, same with the Josh Jones. Pretty much everyone could use the run support. Gets the zone coverage anyways. Yeah, it is what it is. Final upgrade goes to a punter who gets 1 upgrade every season and a half. Won't even give him an awareness. Way to go, EA. How that makes any sense, I don't know. Of course, we have to look at the game day strategy, but it is not game day technically. If you guys enjoy the series, you want to see more, like I said, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter at Jeromepkr, subscribe to my second channel, PK Plays, follow me on my Xbox at Jeromepkr, follow me at my house and my addresses. Anyways, hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching. Hope you come back for next video, but until next video, see ya!